All right, so today we're diving into a topic that's pretty profound, I'd say, wouldn't you? Miracles.
Yeah, definitely a big one.
You brought us excerpts from A Course in Miracles, and I gotta say, just the backstory on this one, two Columbia University professors claiming to receive this, profound spiritual text.
Right.
I mean, that's not really where you expect that kind of thing to come from, is it?
Not really the place you think of as a hotbed of mysticism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we even start with something like A Course in Miracles?
Well, I think the origin story is definitely attention-grabbing, but what I find really fascinating is how this book, it kind of redefines the whole concept of miracles, you know?
Yeah, because when I think of miracles, I think big, like parting of the Red Sea kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Defying the laws of nature. But A Course in Miracles, it takes a different approach.
It does. It seems to be connecting miracles more with love, right?
Right.
Which is not what usually springs to mind.
You got it. The Course actually states that miracles are, get this, natural expressions of love.
Okay.
And here's where it gets really interesting. It argues that every expression of love is a miracle.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Regardless of scale.
No matter how big or small. Like, it doesn't even matter how it looks on the outside.
So even something like, I don't know, helping someone with groceries or just like truly listening when a friend's going through something. Those are miracles.
Precisely. The Course emphasizes that with miracles, there's no difficulty level.
Right.
It's all about the source, the intention.
Okay.
If it's coming from genuine love, then boom, it's a miracle. Simple as that.
Okay. I'm starting to see how this challenges the way we usually think about miracles. But, in the excerpts, there's also a lot about forgiveness. How does that fit in?
Yeah, forgiveness is huge in A Course's whole philosophy. It basically argues that the world as we see it, the one we experience every day, it's kind of an illusion.
An illusion?
Yeah, it's shaped by our fears, judgments, and this belief that we're separate.
Separate from each other, from God.
From each other, from God, from that kind of underlying unity. We're buying into this illusion of separation.
So it's like we're looking at the world through like a distorted lens.
Exactly. And because of this distortion, we see sin as this terrible thing. But the Course says that sin is just a lack of love.
Huh. A lack of love.
Right. It's something to be corrected, not punished.
Right. And that's where forgiveness comes in.
Yes. Forgiveness is the key to correcting that perception, like cleaning the lens, right? When we forgive, truly forgive, we're releasing ourselves and others from this illusion of guilt and separation.
Wow.
It lets us remember our true nature as the Course sees it, Beings of love, connected to something so much bigger.
That's a powerful idea.
Yeah.
But how does this actually play out? How do we apply this forgiveness in our daily lives? Especially when there's conflict, hurt feelings,
Well, it starts with a really fundamental shift in perspective. Imagine you're arguing with someone in your family, right? And it always escalates, same fight every time. A Course in Miracles would say, look, beneath the anger, beneath the frustration, both people actually just want love. They're just expressing it in this really messed up way.
So instead of seeing them as the enemy, you're trying to see the pain that might be driving their actions.
You got it. It's not about saying hurtful behavior is okay. It's about choosing to see the good, that divine spark, even if it's buried under a lot of hurt and ego.
That sounds incredibly difficult, especially in the heat of the moment.
It is. It really is a practice, like retraining your mind to respond with compassion instead of judgment, seeing through that lens of love, even when it's hard.
So it's like instead of getting stuck in that back and forth, that judgment cycle,
Yeah.
we can choose to see it differently, right?
Yeah.
Through forgiveness, through trying to understand.
Right.
But how does that connect to miracles? Because it still seems like we're talking about what's going on inside us, not, something miraculous happening out there.
I love that question because it gets to another really important idea in A Course in Miracles, shifting our perception. The Course talks about how we normally see the world through our senses,
Right.
but then it contrasts that with what it calls the vision of Christ.
Okay, so we've got our everyday perception, which, like we were saying, can be kind of messed up by fear, judgment.
Exactly.
And then there's this other level, the vision of Christ. What's that actually mean in this context?
Good question. So the Course isn't talking about a specific religious figure here. It's more about a state of mind. It's like seeing through the eyes of love,
Okay.
recognizing that divine spark in everyone, including yourself.
So it's not so much about what's actually in front of us, but how we're choosing to look at it.
Exactly. And that's where the miracles come in. They act as this bridge almost between that ordinary perception and this higher vision.
Okay.
They help us shift from fear to love, from judgment to acceptance.
Huh?
It's about recognizing the deeper reality beyond just appearances.
I'm thinking about those times when you're in a tough spot and suddenly there's this perspective shift. Not necessarily dramatic, but
Right.
like a weight's lifted. And you just see things more clearly with more compassion.
Perfect example. The Course actually says that these shifts, these miracles, can have ripple effects way beyond what we even see. There's a quote in there, you shared it, about this. Miracles are a kind of exchange. Like all expressions of love, giving and receiving are the same.
Oh yeah, that one really stuck with me. It's saying miracles aren't this supernatural thing. It's more about like tapping into that flow of love between us.
Exactly. And when we act from that place, when we choose forgiveness, even when it's tough, we're affecting so much more than just ourselves.
We are.
It's like we contribute to this shift in consciousness, and that ripples out. Who knows how far it goes?
That's amazing, but also kind of a lot of pressure. Like even small acts of kindness have that much power.
They do. And the Course emphasizes you don't control these miracles. You can't calculate them.
So it's not about, I'll do something nice, then I get a miracle.
No. It's more about cultivating a miracle-ready state of mind.
Which means?
The Course describes it as aligning yourself with the love and guidance of the Holy Spirit.
Okay, and for our listeners, because that can sound a little vague, how does the Course define the Holy Spirit?
Right. It's not a religious figure here. It's that inner voice, the voice of love and wisdom. It's there for all of us, no matter what we believe. It's about learning to listen to that voice.
Connecting with that inner wisdom, that compassion.
Exactly. As we do that, miracles just kind of start happening. Those synchronicities we talked about, those moments of grace, often when you least expect it, when we let go of control and let something bigger guide us.
It's like when everything just lines up perfectly, it does feel kind of magical.
That's it. Trusting in a higher intelligence, a loving energy that wants the best for us.
I love that. But this is a lot to take in. For someone new to A Course in Miracles, wanting to apply this to their life, where do they begin?
It's a lot, yeah. But honestly, one of the most powerful things in the Course is also the simplest. Starting each day with an intention.
What kind of intention? Give me an example.
Like, today, I will look for miracles. Today, I will see everyone, myself included, with love and forgiveness.
Wow. That's simple, but so powerful. Even just that shift in perspective for one day, imagine.
Right. It's about retraining your mind to focus on the good, the divine spark in everyone. As you do that, your whole world starts to change. You attract more love, more joy, more miracles.
When you put it like that, it doesn't sound so impossible.
Right. Maybe miracles aren't this distant thing.
Yeah.
Maybe they're closer than we realize. Maybe they're in every breath, every encounter, every act of kindness, just waiting for us to really see them.
I love that. So as we're wrapping up this deep dive into A Course in Miracles, anything else you want to leave our listeners with to think about?
There's something in the preface that really jumped out at me.
You were saying something in the preface of A Course in Miracles really caught your eye.
Yeah, it's the part where Helen Schuckman, one of the professors who wrote it down,
Okay.
she talks about how uncomfortable the whole process was sometimes.
Really? Huh. That's interesting. Because if this message is all about love and peace, why the discomfort?
Well, that's a question the Course actually addresses. It suggests that our ego, it kind of hates the idea of miracles.
Oh, how so?
Well, miracles, they mean letting go of control and separation. That's not what the ego wants.
So the ego likes things the way they are, even if it's fear and limitation, all that.
Exactly. The ego loves the illusion that we're separate from God, from each other.
Right.
Miracles, they blow that whole thing apart. They remind us that we're connected.
So that resistance that Schuckman felt, that discomfort, it's like the ego putting up a fight. Because it knows if we choose love, forgiveness, its power starts to fade.
Exactly. There's that saying, the truth will set you free, but first it'll make you miserable.
Yeah, it's like trying to break a bad habit. It's hard, it's uncomfortable, but you're moving towards something better.
Exactly. And like breaking a habit, A Course in Miracles says we don't have to do it alone. We have help. We have the Holy Spirit.
And again, just to clarify for our listeners, this isn't about religion, right? How does the Course talk about the Holy Spirit?
It's that inner voice of love, of wisdom. It's there for everyone, regardless of your beliefs. It's about connecting to that guidance, that love that's always with us.
Okay, that makes sense. So if we can face that discomfort, be willing to question the ego's need for control, embrace forgiveness, even when it's really hard, then we open ourselves up to like a whole different reality where miracles are possible.
More than possible. They become the norm. That's the paradox, right? The less we try to control, the more we forgive, the more we love, especially when it's tough. That's when miracles happen.
Wow. This whole deep dive into A Course in Miracles has been amazing. We've covered so much. Redefining miracles, their connection to love and forgiveness, that power of shifting our perception. What's the biggest takeaway for you?
For me, it's always that line from the Course. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. It just reminds you, underneath it all, the fears, the judgments, there's this deeper reality. And it's all love, peace, connection, always.
That's beautiful. And it makes you think, if we could each connect to that reality, even just a little more, could we create more miracles? Not just for ourselves, but for the whole world.
Now, wouldn't that be a miracle worth working towards?
It really would. And on that note, to all our listeners out there, keep exploring these ideas, keep asking questions, and we'll see you on the next Deep Dive.